Right, guys, welcome back to Sleep Saturday. So after joining me a few months ago in our search for Journey's greatest song, I have my boys back with me for a new series. Now this time, we're going to cover the iconic British rock band Def Leppard. Leigh Spencer of the incredible YouTube channel Iridium Reviews. It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you. Thanks for inviting us on again, mate. Thank you.
No worries, mate. It's good to see you. Guys, as usual, I'm leaving a link below for Leigh's channel. Subscribe to it now for the best rock content you will get on this platform. No doubt about it. So subscribe now. And of course, I got my man, Mark Cloer. Welcome back, brother.
Appreciate it, man. Enjoyed the last one. Looking forward to this one.
No, it's good to see you, man. Always good to see you. Right, so lads, Def Leppard, a rock institution, I think it's fair to say. They've been around since 1977, still going strong to this day. Still playing stadiums, still playing live, and still crushing it. I see them every time they come to Dublin, which, being honest with you, is probably every 2 years, and, they absolutely never disappoint. Now, you could say their albums might have disappointed, but when they come, lately, but when they play live, absolute crush it. I love it. Now, our plan is to go through our list of Def Leppard's, their top 5 greatest songs as far as we can see it. And here in part 1, we're going to give our number 5. I'm interested to see what you've got. So, Leigh, I'm going to ask you to go up first. Give us how you compiled your list and give us your number 5, mate.
Yes, mate. So, I don't know. This is different than when we've done Journey, without a doubt. I think the Journey's discography, even though it's a bit patchy as well, I think there's loads of good material after the classic material, if you like. Before anyone says, oh, you're stuck in the 1980s, because that's what I get sometimes. I must say, I'm one of the people that is definitely not. If you check out my YouTube channel, I'm definitely not stuck in the 1980s because I cover the music that comes out now. And I think if classic bands make good music now, I'm all over it as much as I was their classic material. If they deserve it, I'm afraid I'm one of those Def Leppard fans that really, I stopped at Pyromania. I listened to Hysteria. I liked it when I was younger. I quickly went off of it, and then I didn't like much of what I heard after. So I basically looked at the 2 albums that I loved. I had 9 songs, which I chose off of those 2 albums. I found it quite hard to get to 5, but I ended up with 5 out of that. That's how I did my list.
Gotcha.
Anyway, number five. So a deeper cut, if you like. An absolutely outstanding track from Pyromania, and it's Coming Under Fire. I just love this track. And like I said, looked at as a deeper track, I suppose it would be. It wasn't a single or anything. The intro to this song is just amazing. And when the riff actually kicks in, it's almost like a slow to medium paced riff. I'm just blown away. It's got a bit of a dark feel to it, I suppose, this song, you could say, especially compared to their later material. The whole feel of the song is just, it blows me away. With Pyromania, I think they almost hit the perfect balance of heavy, but so patchy all the way through it, and still with an edge, if you like, and just an outstanding song. Coming Under Fire is my first choice.
Love that, and I knew at some point. Well, obviously you were going to bring up Pyromaniac, so it didn't shock me that that's in your list and was up first. So yeah, good choice, mate. Good way to kick off the show. Thanks for that.
All right.
Next up, the main man. He's got possibly the coolest T-shirt, I think, between us all here. Mark Cloer. I mean, we've all got our Def Leppard apparel on, but that one really jumps out on screen. Mark, what have you got for your number 5, mate, and how did you compile your list?
Well, my top 5 are literally just my 5 favorite Def Leppard songs.
Gotcha.
I didn't, try to pick the popular stuff that everybody will know, or, these are just, when I think of Def Leppard, these are 5 songs that I always want to hear, never get tired of. My love of Def Leppard, extends through the 4th album. After that, it was very spotty. That had a few shining moments, a few high points, but overall, I just love classic Def Leppard. And I think I've only got one actual single on my list. The rest of them weren't even released as singles. Number 5 will be the only single on my list, and it is going back to the very beginning, the very first single they ever released from On Through the Night, Wasted. It reminds me a lot of early Iron Maiden. Have you ever picked up on that, Leigh?
Yeah, I mean, it's got that early new wave of British heavy metal sound that
exactly.
I grew up with, and Maiden, and around that time, it definitely had that raw, punky sort of edge that early Maiden had as well. Yeah.
And I can actually imagine Paul Di'Anno singing this song.
Yeah.
And I've been listening to the song for over 40 years, but in preparation for this, I went back to, solidify my choices, and especially watching the video that they released for this song, it just really clicked as I was listening to it. That sounds like it could have been on the first Maiden album. Just his phrasings, the way he phrased things sounds a lot like what Paul Di'Anno would have done. The riff, the gallop. I've lived with that song for over 40 years, and they do occasionally still play this song live. I think they kind of avoided it for a lot of years, but they've worked it back into the set. I found some pretty recent videos where they were performing it live.
If they do, it's for the purists.
Yeah. Anyway, Wasted is the standout track from that album for me. I'm like you guys. I think they were kind of trying to find their footing on that album, and it definitely wasn't as good as the next 2 albums, but there's some really good stuff there, and Wasted is the standout to my ears anyway.
Very good choice, good discussion, but good choice, Mark. So my number 5, you guys won't be surprised at this. I'm going with Have You Ever Needed Someone So Bad from 1992's Adrenalize, the album's 3rd single. Now let's cut to the chase here. Leppard have a lot of hard rock songs. Mark, you've just discussed, their beginnings there. But this gave rock and metal fans an excuse. Well, not an excuse, let's say outlet to let off some emotion. These kind of songs, these kind of ballads, whenever you Have You Ever Needed Someone So Bad, these are the reason Leppard still play stadiums in 2024. Like we said with Journey, the ballads brought along not just the hardcore lads who are fans from back in the day, but, somewhere in kind of the, with Hysteria maybe onwards into Adrenalize, this gave them an opportunity to bring their wives and girlfriends too. It's a broader audience. I've always said it to you guys. I keep saying, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. I'm a lyrics guy, and I think that lyric, we can all identify with that. Have you ever wanted someone you just couldn't have? The lighter in the air, tear-jerking stuff, an outlet for hardcore rock and metal fans just to let off some emotion within the lyrics. But I love that ballad, man. Have You Ever Needed Someone So Bad from 1992. That's my number 5.